Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. It's another video with me, Kieran, for the start of Eafc 24. I still wish it was FIFA because it's much quicker to say, but you know what time of year it is. We've done our videos on the reveal, we've done some rumours and news videos and stuff. It's time for the beta. How can you be the first people to ever play Eafc? So we're going to go over all of the stuff you need to do to make sure that you're eligible to get picked for this, what you need to do if you get picked, and how obviously to enjoy your time while playing it. Even if you've watched my videos in previous years and you know what to do, there is some new stuff this year that could be helpful, so make sure you're staying tuned all the way until the end so you've got the best chances. But before we get into it, for any of you that don't know, I've obviously got to explain how this works. Every year, EA picks some people. It's not open. They'll pick just some select people, and they're the only people that can play it to test the game out early and play the beta version of the game. I'm going to go into more detail later, but basically you'll get sent a code if you've done all of the stuff that I tell you to do, and you'll get to play one of the modes plus kickoff. So you get to play kickoff along with either Ultimate Team, Volta and Clubs normally come as one, or Career Mode. So we're going to get straight into it, and obviously a lot of you are asking, how do you get in? So that's the first thing I'm going to go through, how to give the best chances of getting to play the game early. So if you've done this in previous years, you'll be familiar with a lot of these rules, but some of them are a little bit different, as I said earlier. One of the first ones is that you do have to be 18 years or older, and that is not just on your PSN account, but also on your EA/Origin account. So for any of you that don't know, obviously you have to log in with an EA Origin account when you go onto FIFA. So both of those need to have a date of birth that's over 18, and I don't think you can change this, especially not this late anyway. But I think it has to be like on the account over 18 the whole time. So if you've changed your date of birth from like yours to one of your parents or whatever, I don't think it will work. You do have to have an internet connection. I think that'd be obvious, but EA always tell you that anyway, and you need to accept their user agreement. That's not really a problem. This one's quite an important one. This doesn't get mentioned a lot. You do have to have an active subscription to either PS Plus or Xbox Live. It doesn't matter what version of those. It can be gold for Xbox, or it could be like standard for PlayStation. It doesn't really matter which one, as long as you've got one that lets you play online games. Some people don't mention that, so I think that's important. I'm guessing a lot of you will have that anyway, though. This is a big one. This is one of the most important ones, and ones that some people don't realise. In most years, it's only been available in the UK, the US, and Canada. They've said they're going to make exceptions. One of the main ones for that is if you are a ranked player, or some people call it a verified player. That's what EA call it officially, and that's people that I believe have got 18 wins out of 20 on FUT Champs at least once, so you become like eligible for their pro leaderboards and stuff, and they know who you are. So that means that you are literally guaranteed to get a code unless you've broken some of EA's rules. And obviously we'll go through that as well. If you've ever been permanently banned, obviously you're not going to get in. If you've been temporarily banned from a certain FIFA and not been able to play it to the next one or anything, you won't be able to. If you've been market banned this year, it might affect your chances a little bit. It will probably like reduce your chances. If you've been banned in previous years though, for market and not actually banned from the entire game, it probably won't affect you at all. So once you've satisfied all of these things, you've got to head over to EA's website and do the most important one of our factors about how to get into the beta. And I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, so here we are on the lovely It's K-Boat stream setup. We're going over to the EA website for this one. As I said, this is the most important thing you could do. So just, you can see I've put in the URL at the top, the EA.com. Obviously go to your regional one, that will help, and then just sign yourself in. It's going to also sign me in because I've obviously done it before, but if it doesn't, just sign into your account, and you're going to go over to your account settings. You've got to click on the little profile. My head is in the way at the moment, unfortunately, and then click on your account settings button. You can see right there, and it will bring you up to this page here with some of your info on it, your date of birth, which obviously we spoke about earlier, having to be above 18, your member since, and then some other stuff that's important as well, obviously like your email address, your regional settings, and all of that. You can see me just going over the regional settings there, because that country and region thing, that one there will be the one that your account is set to, and obviously, as we said, that has to be the Canada, US, or UK regions. But as you can see, we've got loads of these other ones down the side, the About Me, security, privacy settings, all of that. Email preferences is the important one, so we are going to click on that. And here it is, the most important thing that you have to do if you want any chance. You have no chance if you don't do this at all, and that is this little tick box here that says, yes, email me about EA's products, news, events, promotions, blah blah blah. You must have that ticked or you can't do anything. And the frequency, make sure you put that on any time. I'm not going to uncheck that box, because if I do, it's a little bit buggy and it might not save my things properly. So do that. Then we're going to scroll down. You can see here we've got the preferred games and preferred kind of like services and stuff. Make sure, if you don't have these already, there's a thing at the bottom to do it. Make sure you have EA Play for console and probably EA News with EA Play for PC as well. FIFA obviously is the most important one. I just go on FIFA and tick everything to do with FIFA. There's the add more here. EAFC isn't on here at the moment, but I reckon it might be added. I'm not sure. They might leave it as FIFA as part of that, and you might have to tick the FIFA ones. But have a look on this. If you want to maximise your chances, keep going for that. You can see I'm interested in F1 as well. I love that game, so I've selected that just for just kind of for example's sake, because I'd love to play the F1 beta at some point as well. But yeah, that is literally the most important thing to do, to check that little box there, and make sure you put it on any time, because weekly and monthly, I believe, especially monthly, would really damage your chances. But there is some other little stuff you can do here. I was just gone down to the playtesting tab. You'll have to make your own separate playtesting account. This isn't good just for doing those little FIFA beta tests that everyone else gets to do. You might even get some earlier ones here, especially if you live in the south of the UK or you live in certain parts of America. You can see here they'll offer you playtests for loads of games, so you can start to play Skate, you can start to try out the new Apex Legends updates. They let you try new updates early on this as well, which is pretty good. But I think this could have a little chance of influencing whether you get on the beta, so it's definitely worth doing, definitely worth having a look at. When you make your account, they'll make you go through a survey where they kind of give you some options. They obviously ask where you're from and all of that kind of stuff, and if you're interested in person, online, or both. So if you're interested in person as well, that's great, but that isn't really relevant for this. The most important thing with the survey is they'll ask you about certain types of games and which ones you like. So they'll go, do you like shooter games, e.g. Call of Duty Battlefield, and you'll say how much you like them. But the most important one is, do you like sports games, or it might be sports simulation games, and it will say e.g. FIFA, blah blah blah. Make sure you give that a I love them, a 5 out of 5, whatever it is. And yeah, once you've done that, those are kind of the best things you can do to improve your chances. But as I said, tick that box or you've got no chance. Now we've done that, you're probably wondering, like, what do I do if I get a code? And I'm going to tell you about that right now. So obviously, once you've done that and you've done everything that I've told you to do with signing up, you are going to be waiting to get your code. And these normally come out the day before the beta is released. I'd expect these this year, this isn't confirmed, to be around August 8th to August 10th. And then once you've got that, you are free to go and start setting up for the beta. It's available on last gen and new gen this year. Last year it was only on new gen, so luckily I've brought old gen back. So PS4, Xbox One, or even the new console players, you can get it. PC, unfortunately not, because they know that people will data mine and maybe even get the files out for people to play it and whatever. Obviously that's unlikely to happen, but it could. So unfortunately it's all going to be on PC. But once you get your code, you can just go to the store on whatever console you're on, and from there you can pre-download, and I'd recommend doing that before the games even come out. If you download it and go on it straight away, it will probably say that the beta's closed or it's inactive or something. Don't worry, it's not broken, you're just on it before EA have actually put the servers up, and that does happen every single year, and there's always a panic, so just make sure you're aware of that. The best way to kind of keep track if codes are coming out and stuff is actually to go on Twitter. I know it sounds strange, but everyone, the leakers out there will be updating everyone every day. Anyone who gets the code will probably post about it. You'll see on the day it comes out. If you just type in like Eafc beta or whatever, or even just follow a few accounts that are around it, you'll definitely find out. But if you don't get a code straight away, as soon as everyone else is, you don't need to panic. They normally send them out in batches. The first and second batches will come out before the actual beta comes out, and it will be like 2 days before and a day before, or 2 days before and on the day. And sometimes they even let some codes out during the beta period, because maybe some people haven't picked up their emails, maybe some people just decided they didn't want to download it or whatever, and they want a decent player base to be able to properly test the game out, so you might even get some codes later on. So if you haven't got it on like 2 days before, don't panic, there's still a chance. Obviously, while we're talking about Twitter, be aware of scammers as well. Some people might tell you they've got a beta code they're willing to give you, or an account they're willing to give you. I stay clear of that for everyone. Some people are legit, but most of them aren't, and they just want to make some quick money. If someone just offers you a code, it won't work anyway, because codes are account locked. So if I got a code on my account, I didn't want to play it, I tried to give it to one of my friends, they wouldn't be able to use the code. They'd be able to download the game, but then it wouldn't let them play it because the code doesn't match their account. You can kind of game share, I believe, but people will have to log into your account to do it. So if you let someone else use your PS or Xbox account while you're away or whatever on their console, they can use it, but they'll have to log on as you. They can't even log on as you and then switch themselves. It won't let them play it. They have to play it on your account. You can have local play. You can play with second accounts as long as you're like the dominant player. So if I'm on my main Super Cabo account that I use, someone could use my second account on the same console to play with me, do a 1v1 on kickoff or something like that. While we're talking about multiplayer and stuff, there is no word on whether it's crossplay or not yet, but I would presume it is, because that's something I definitely want to test out. So that's just something else for you. And yeah, that's kind of all the stuff that will happen before. So once you properly get on the game and you've obviously done everything I've told you about downloading it and that, you'll be able to play, as I said earlier, kickoff +1 mode. But if you've got a stinky mode that you don't want, I like clubs, but it doesn't really work on the beta because all your mates aren't going to be on it. Don't panic. Foot will come for everyone, as well as career mode. probably in the last week. Normally last week they open up every mode for everyone and you get to enjoy it. On Ultimate Team they give you some cards to use as well to test like how endgame would work, how the power curve would evolve, so you won't just be using random bronzes and silvers and stuff. They will give you some like Team of the Year level players just to test out, to kind of see how that works. So even if you don't get what you want at first, make sure you stick with the game because you will get to play those good modes. And a very important thing that you should do, you don't have to do this, but I'd recommend it, is give EA feedback. EA will send out an email asking for your opinion. They'll give you like a link to a survey or something. You can type stuff in. Make sure, one, you report any bugs or stuff you find. Not just because EA will be impressed and maybe like let you go on the beta again. They won't actively go, this guy was brilliant, let him go on the beta. But they might blacklist you if you don't reply to it, because at the end of the day, the beta is for feedback. But you're not just helping them, you're helping the rest of the community as well. If you find some glitches and stuff and EA fix it, I know it's not a massive chance of them fixing it, they can't be bothered, but if they fix it, you've done some good for the community, so you might as well like improve everyone's experience. That's what I've done when I've got the beta. I've tried for the last 4 years, I've got it 2 of the last 4, which is pretty good going actually. And yeah, I've made sure that I've responded to them, and I like to think that it's helped my chances. There's no evidence of this, but I definitely recommend it. The one thing you should never do though, and this is our last thing, is share gameplay of it. It's blocked from Elgato's of like some HDCP thing, I don't really know much about it, and it's blocked from being recorded by the game captures on either PS or Xbox, but obviously some people will use their phones and other methods for it. Don't do this because there's a watermark across your screen, it kind of dots around, it has your username on it, and even if you block that out, EA do have their ways of finding you based on who you're playing against in the game, or what maybe squad you're using, or even if you post it on Twitter or something, they might be able to trace that Twitter back to your EA account. They are very strict on this. They'll take everything down straight away, and you don't need to worry because other people will post stuff, okay? The leakers will get stuff, they won't get taken down either, they just don't for some reason. And it will be out there, so you don't need to worry about doing that yourself, okay? So, because if you get caught, it's curtains. They will definitely ban you from the beta and any future ones, but they might even ban your account, which obviously we don't want, so just be careful of that. But there we go, that's my last bit of advice. Make sure you do everything I've said here to get the best chance. I can't guarantee for anyone, unfortunately, I really wish I could. Hopefully, well, I'd like to think anyway, some of you are going to get the beta out of this video. I'd love to be of help, so let me know obviously down below at the time whether you've got it or not. Any questions, let me know down below as well. And if you did get in, let me know how it is. I'd love to hear some feedback. But yeah, that's all from me. Make sure you've got those emails ticked, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.